Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai, Ba'ashamraka Kodash. And I give double honors to the apostles of great millstone that rule well. Salutations to the men of the hope and sincere elect. This is Makazar from the Trinidad camp. Just want to do a little edification for the elect's sake. Alright, and this lesson is about, well, I ain't sure what I'm gonna name it, but basically talking about, the riches of the world, or the things that you hold dear in the world. Don't let them, come in the way of you receiving salvation. Don't let them hinder you from receiving your salvation. All right? Because the things that are in the world are temporal, it only enduring for a short period. All right? But the things that coming in the kingdom are going to be forever. All right? And the scripture said in Hebrews chapter 10, I believe it's verse 36, it says, He is faithful that promised. Don't I could be wrong with that precept. See if I can find it real quick. Hebrews 10. Yeah, can. You understand? It says, For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of Yahweh, you might receive the promise. But that's not exactly what I'm looking for. He said that he is faithful that promised. All right. But anyways, the Lord faithful, and the scripture said you have need of patience. All right. So, the main point is, don't get sidetracked. All right. Don't get sidetracked. Don't let the lust of the eyes, turn you away from following the true path. All right. So we're gonna get straight into it. This is Hebrews chapter 11 verse 24. It says, by faith Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of Yahweh than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season, esteeming the reproach of Mashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. All right? So Moses didn't even study the riches of Egypt. He studied catch hell now to receive a greater inheritance later. All right? That is what Moses did. All right? And we are to follow in that example. All right? Some of us might, the scripture says some of us might be rich. All right? Might have rich men coming into the truth. You might, in the world, it might be a pretty boy Floyd. You always get a lot of women. You had a lot of jewelry, or whatever, that was favorable to you in the world. Guess what? You might come into the truth and you might still have those so-called blessings. All right? Or you might come into the truth and you might lose them. All right? But just the idea of them could hinder you from continuing in the truth. Let's say you were a man in the world and you had a lot of money, and you come into the truth and you still have that money. Guess what? That could actually hinder you, from continuing. All right? Because your mind will be so focused on making that money. Or you might lose, the money, and then you might say, this truth keeping me back from making the money that I once had. So, I'll go back to making that money. Or you might be in the world and you had a lot of women, but when you come into the truth, you lost all, and the Lord paying you through affliction, and you find it find it difficult to get a wife. So you say, nah, this truth ain't right for me. Let me go back, to where I was, so that I could receive more women or more wealth. Guess what? Don't let the lust of the eyes take hold of you. Don't let the lust of the eyes nor the lust of the flesh take hold of you. All right? Micah chapter 2 verse 10 says, it will destroy you. All right? It will destroy you. So don't let those things turn you from the truth. Do like what Moses did. All right? Choose rather to suffer affliction now. Suffer now so that you could reap the inheritance later. All right? Don't get sidetracked, because we are the end. Don't get sidetracked. It says Matthew chapter 19 verse 20. And I'll go straight to the point. This is when you know, the young man, he asking Yahushua what he might do to receive everlasting life. And Yahushua was telling him basically keep the commandments. But there's what also Yahushua told him. This says Matthew 19 verse 20 says, the young man said unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Yahushua said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go, as he said, if thou wilt be perfect. All right? Be perfect. Reason being that it had something there that was holding him back. And guess what? Yahushua gonna identify what it is. So guess what? You could be in the truth. You could be in the truth, but guess what? It have something in the world that keeping your mind not focused, your eyes not single, because you're focusing on the truth, but yet your focus also somewhere else. All right, and that could actually keep you from perfecting this truth. All right, it says, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. And when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. So he had so much wealth that just the thought of giving it away was too heavy for him. And he walked away from everlasting life and everlasting glory. Don't let this be you. All right, verse 23, it says, then said Yahushua unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the rope, through the eye of the needle, than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. All right. Jumping down, verse 27, it says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall also sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that had forsaken houses, and brethren, and sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and inherit everlasting life. So guess what? Yahushua got your back. You might lose money, you might lose women, you might lose friends, might lose family. Guess what? All the things that were dear to you in the world, you might lose them coming into this truth. But don't be, hey, the scripture says, remember Lot's wife. What Lot's wife did, she looked back. And it's not the fact that she looked back, it's because where her heart was. Her heart wasn't perfect with the Lord. And if you come into this truth and your mind not focused on this truth but elsewhere, guess what? You're going to become like Lot's wife, because your heart in the world and not in the truth. You didn't crucify that old man. All right? Guess what? You in all those things, you ain't lose nothing. All right? This truth, what this truth come like? This truth come like an investment. All right? You're investing in a business, you're investing in a product. You don't know how the investment going to turn out, so you invest all your money. All right? Chances are the investment could turn out good. You make more money, or it could go bad and you lose all your money. But guess what? This truth is a sure investment. All right? You invest everything. Invest everything that you have into this business, into this truth. And guess what? You will reap abundance in the kingdom to come. You just had, as the scripture said, you have need of patience. All right? Don't let the things of the world sidetrack you from receiving the crown. Scripture said, let no man take thy crown. All right? This is 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 55. It says, and the faces of them that have used abstinence shall shine above the stars, whereas our faces shall be blacker than darkness. So abstinence is like, to hold back. You're holding back your flesh from lust, from lusting after worldly things, from going after worldly things. All right? So for the Lord's sake, you suffered all sorts of loss, but to gain Yahushua. And that is the main thing. Gaining Yahushua. All right? That is the main thing that we had to do. Gain Yahushua. You can lose anything. Just don't lose hold of this truth. All right? This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 6. It says, wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations. All right, manifold temptations. Hey, you might lose all these things coming into the truth, and then somebody might come and offer you a business proposal where you can make thousands, but to do that you had to put a lot of time into it, time that you wouldn't be able to do the Lord's work, to study, to do videos, to go out on the highways and byways. All right, that's temptations. So what you would do, you would choose the money that you're seeing now, or choose the kingdom to come that you're not seeing, because the scripture said, whom you haven't seen ye love. All right, you ain't sure what this business holds. It might come out good, and also you haven't seen how it shine. So then what you would do, you would believe what you could see, or believe or have faith in the Lord who you haven't seen. All right, and it all goes down to faith in the Lord. All right, faith in the Lord, you will choose to do the right thing. All right. Verse 7, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, you be catching a lot of hell. Catching a lot of hell coming into this truth. Because why? Because the Lord purifying us to perfect us. So those things that we lost, they were actually part of the perfecting process, or the weaning process. The Lord weaning us from the things of the world. So don't fight against it. All right. It says, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua Mashiach. So glory coming. So just wait. The scripture said he is faithful, that promise. Just wait. All right. Don't let these temporal things, these women, this fiat dollar, understand, reprobate silver. Don't let these things turn you from serving the Lord at all. All right, don't let these things turn you from serving the Lord. All right, because what the Lord promises is way greater than what the world have to offer. This is Philippians chapter 3, verse 8. I started verse 7. It says, but what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Mashiach. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushua Mashiach, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Mashiach. All right. So what Paul saying, hey, all these things that I had, Paul could have been a rich man. He was a Pharisee, the Pharisee. All right. Paul could have been a rich man, but just like the scripture said, Yahushua for our sake was made poor. All right. Paul said he count all those things nothing but dung. But shit, all those things in the world, all those titles, all the money, all the fame, all the glory in the world, he forsook all that just like Moses, just to win Yahushua, because the glory that gonna come, it way better. It way better. All right? We're not being acknowledged right now, but guess what? The whole world will acknowledge us as the sons of the Most High soon to come. So just bear with it. Let's say you forsake this truth to go back into the world for money or for woman, and then boom, the next day the economy collapse, all hell break loose. Yahushua coming. Then you realize you're fucked up. Guess what? Don't make that mistake. Don't let these temporal things turn you from the truth. All right? There's the final precept here. It's James chapter 5 verse 10. It says, take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of Yahushua Mashiach, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. For ye have heard of the patience of Job. As the scripture said, you have need of patience. You have heard of the patience of Job. And the word patience go back to the Latin word patientia, which means to suffer. All right? Hey, so just suffer patiently. All right? You have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of Yahushua. The end of the Lord is glory. The Lord is sitting on the right hand of his Father Yahweh. And the same glory is promised unto us if we endure. If we endure. wholeheartedly in this truth. All right? So patience will lead to glory. All right? That Yahweh is very pitiful and of tender mercy. So just hold strong. Don't let these things sidetrack you from the truth. All right? We almost out. So with that, I want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. I give double honors to the apostles of great mercy and natural well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and saints elect. This is Marcus saying Shalom.